Hello guys, today we will discuss the topic serializability and testing of serializability. It is a quite important topic of transaction and concurrency control, so be attentive there. So in the previous video we have already seen that what are the schedules and different types of schedule, which covers the serial schedules, then non-serial schedules, and in the last the serializable schedule. So let's see what is serializability of a schedule. Serializability helps in identifying which non-serial schedule gives consistent result as given by serial schedule. So serializability is a process or a concept by which we can find this non-serial schedule is going to be give us a consistent result as given by the serial schedule. When we discuss that the non-serial schedule which runs the transaction concurrently, so as a result in that we have seen that all the result will not be consistent there. Okay guys, so it is quite difficult to find which non-serial schedule is going to give us the same result as given by the serial schedule. So serializability helps in finding that. Okay guys, so let's see how. There is a test for finding the serializability of a schedule. How it is done by the precedence graph. We find the precedence graph of a non-serial schedule. If it pass out, then we will say yes, it is a it can help, it will give the consistent result as given by the serial schedule. Let's see what is exactly the precedence graph. In a precedence graph, it is used to test the serializability of a schedule. We know that it is a test for finding the serializability of a schedule. But remember that when we discuss about the graph, it is represented by G bracket V comma E. G indicates the graph name, that means, and VE represent, V is set of vertices. Okay guys, set of vertices means all transaction. The number of transactions are there will be represented by V here, and E is a set of edges. Edges means a line from one point to the another point. So here edge represent there is an arrow from transaction Ti to Tj. Okay guys, so it will represent the edge. But on what condition I will put this edge between two transactions? So there are three conditions. So one of them, if satisfied, we will put an edge between them. So these are the three conditions. Let's suppose we have a transaction T1 and transaction T2. So if T1 is doing a write operation on Q variable and subsequently T2 is performing write operation on Q variable, then we will put a edge between T1 to T2. Okay guys, in another one, if there is a read operation done by the transaction T1 on Q variable and subsequently in transaction 2 there is a write operation on same variable, that is Q variable, then we will put this edge. Okay guys, from T1 to T2. And again, if there is a write operation on Q, that is, it is also here, if there is a write operation on Q by transaction T1, then subsequently in transaction T2 we find that there is also a write operation on the same variable, then we will put this edge from T1 to T2. So in this way we will check all the instruction of the transaction and create a precedence graph. Okay guys, but remember, if there is a read operation from transaction T1 on Q and same subsequently if there is a read operation on Q variable, then we will not put any edge. So these are the only three conditions on which we will put the edge. Now if after creating the precedence graph, if precedence graph contains no cycle, that means there should not be cycle, that means this schedule S is a serializable schedule. Okay guys, so let's see how we can create a precedence graph of a non-serial schedule. So these are the basically a question of numerical, we can say comes in the papers many times in 5 to 7 marks. So how we have to solve, please be careful while there is three transactions first of all. Okay guys, so T1, T2, T3, these are their instructions or the operations done by these three transactions in a concurrent manner. So we have to create the precedence graph. How? First of all, I will write all the vertices of these transactions, that is T1, let's see, it's T2 and this T3. Okay guys, and we will start from the very beginning of the operation T1, that is, if I read, suppose this is a read operation on a variable. This is a read operation on a variable. Now I have to check in transaction T2 and T3 for the subsequent operation on a variable. If there is a read operation, then we have to check only the write operation on the same variable. Okay guys, so see, this is the read operation on a variable, so we have to look for the a variable only. If other variable comes, so we have to neglect it and move to further on. So there is a from T1 I move to T2, there is a read operation on B, but I have nothing to do with B variable, because there is a variable and this is a B variable, so I will skip this. Okay, I move further, I move down, then there is a read operation on A. Okay guys, I found the same variable, read operation on same variable says no edge, so I will move another transactions. So there is a read operation on C, but the variable is A, so I have nothing to do with C. I will check for the A. There is no A, that means this operation will not give any edge, so I just put dot here, that means it's just empty. After that I will move to this operation, read operation on C variable. Okay guys, so we will look for the subsequent operations on C variable in the transactions. So C variable in transaction 2 for this B I will do nothing, A nothing, nothing, there is no C variable. There is a read operation, so read operation says that if there is a read operation on same variable, there will be no edge, that means there will be no edge. I will skip this. Okay guys, now move further. It says there is a write operation on A variable. Okay guys, if there is a variable, so I will look for the A variable only. I move to B, do nothing, there is a variable, yes, it is a write, it is a read. If there is a write and there is a read operation, that means there will be an edge, so I will put an edge. So I just put an edge here to indicate that this operation is going to give an edge in the precedence graph from T1 to T2. There is an edge from T1 to T2. Okay guys, and after that I will look for the C. Is there any A variable? No, so there is no A variable, so I will get only edge from T1 to T2. Okay guys, now it's time to turn for the RB, that is read operation on B variable. So I will look here, there is no B variable. Is there B variable? Yes. C will be neglected, but there is a B variable, but it is a read, For the read operation on same variable, I will do nothing. That means this operation is not going to give any edge. Now move to this. So side by side we will do each and every instruction. So there is a write operation on C variable. Okay, so I will see this is the A variable, no, B variable, no, A variable, no, so I will not go for this. Okay, I will only look for the C variable. There is a read operation. If there is a write operation and read operation on the same variable, there will be an edge. That means it will give you an edge. Okay, so from T1 to T3. Okay guys, from T1 to T3. Okay guys, now move to this instruction, read A variable. So there is no A variable, that means do nothing. Now C turns come here. This is a read on C variable. So is there C variable? No. Is there any C variable after this? No. That means it's not going to give you anything. There is a write on B variable. So I will look here. First of all, there is a V variable. Okay guys. So there is a write operation and there is a read operation. Write and read gives you an edge. That means this will give you an edge from T2 to T3. Okay guys. So we will put an edge from T2 to T3. Okay guys. Now move to further. Now time of this one comes from read B. Is there a B variable? No. So just leave it. Write on C. Is there a C variable? No. To leave it. Write on A. Is there A variable? No. Leave it. Write on B. Is there any B variable? No. To leave it. So I will get this finally the precedence graph from this all transaction or the non-serial schedule. So let's see, is there any cycle? First of all, I can move from T1 to T2, then T2 to T3, but from T3 to T1 I cannot move because this arrow says that I can move only from T1 to T3. That means if I start from here, I will stop here. Okay guys, but the cycle says we have to go back to the same point. Okay guys, so there is a no cycle. If there is a no cycle, that means it is a serializable schedule. Okay guys, so this is our serializable schedule. Serializable schedule says, wait a minute. Okay guys, so this is a serializable schedule which says that the output or the consistent state will be the same after this transaction or after the serial schedule transaction. Okay guys, so this is the serializable schedule. We will see how we can convert this schedule into, or for finding how we can convert this schedule into the serial schedule in the next videos. But first of all, I will discuss the one more example on which we will get the cycle in that precedence graph. Okay, so in the next video we will discuss a question or numerical in which we will get the cycle in that graph. Okay guys, so get ready for that question. And guys, if my videos are helping you, so please guys like and share this video and subscribe the channel. Please do follow the playlist of this subject. Okay guys, thank you and take care.